Good morning, everyone. Yes, I include my degree subjects because I believe that as economics, how to balance supply and demand, sociology, the ways in which we live together, and religion, the ethical codes by which we all live our lives to a greater or lesser extent, are the key elements that make our society work. Studying them as an academic subject with a very broad brush approach. At an individual level, we all need to earn a living and have a social life. And while I'm not against big business and central government looking after the things that work best on a large scale, my passion is for small scale. I created the net 10 years ago to advertise both local businesses and the hundreds of local voluntary groups. These include churches, charities, hobby groups, music and the arts, self-help, social groups, sports and youth activities. For all these voluntary groups, we list their contact details and advertise the events they organise, all for free. Without our magazine, most people wouldn't know these groups existed. It's very difficult to search online if you don't know what to look for. I'm glad to say that we've helped many of these groups expand their membership and run extremely well-attended events. Likewise, we've helped many businesses to expand. Whether you're starting a new business or trying to expand an existing one, you need new customers. We've got many years' experience as we now can advise businesses on how best to promote themselves. This is often to focus on a particular aspect of what they offer, rather than say we do everything. I will advise new advertisers to use their budget frequently on a smaller advert over a longer time, rather than on a large one-off advert, because we know that continuity does count and builds up trust with people. On the other hand, size also says something about the advertiser. If you want an extension built, you would not expect the builder only in the line ads at the back to have the resources needed to undertake a large project. But on the other hand, if you need a simple repair job done, you probably would approach the smaller builder expecting them to be cheaper than somebody with a much larger and more expensive advert. Does advertising the net work? Several around this table can testify to their results. Last night I looked through issue 60 from 5 years ago. 90 of the advertisers in that edition are still currently advertising with us now. They wouldn't keep on paying if they were not getting worthwhile return on their cost. We usually print a small selection of quotes from advertisers in each issue. Now you'll find those in one short one, but for those of you who want to take away the full list, I've got a printout of quite a lot of them there, which you're all welcome to take. I said just now that people cannot find things on the web unless you know what to look for. The joy of browsing through the Net magazine is finding all sorts of things that we didn't know existed. Giving you ideas, looking through, think, oh yes, I hadn't thought of doing that, looking at some of our advertisers. Certainly a lot of the clubs and societies, all people just don't know that they're there. So on the other hand, a website is a relatively cheap way of making a large amount of information easily available. And I'll usually advise potential advertisers, if they've got a really good website, make that website work and have a fairly small advert as a teasing advert that's going to make people go and type their website address into their browsers rather than search online for their sort of category where they would bring up all their competition as well. The great news today is that our new website, built by Rob here, is now live. It's an enormous project which we've worked on over quite a long time, and it's still very much a work in progress. Basically, I would say the skeleton is there and working. Now we've got to put a lot more flesh on the bones. Please take a look at it and give us your feedback. One of the new features on it is a free listing for all local businesses, whether they advertise in the magazine or not. Those of you not already advertising with us, please go on and get listed for free. Obviously this is a very basic, just listing of your contact details, but at least you are there. Larger adverts on the website are only available to current advertisers in the magazine. The magazine is our core business, and that is what we want to concentrate on. So we won't be taking paid advertising, adverts for the website only. But each of our display advertisers has their own page on the website, and this gives them reproduction of their printed advert and a link to their website if they've got one, and the facility for their customers to go on and give them a star rating and leave testimonials, because testimonials are very powerful things and very useful for them. We've now also will be building up the facility to increase the content on those pages, so we can put up photographs of work they've done and go into more detail about the work that they do and the services they offer. This will be particularly useful to the people who have not got their own websites, and a very much cheaper option, and will be more easily found. Now that we have our new website in place, we are starting to work on our next stage of expansion, because I would love to have a net magazine in every town in Kent is our next thing. But this we will be doing by franchising. So that's part of the way in which we've built this website, is so that we can easily add extra towns and so on. We're not quite ready to give out an offer, but we would be very glad if you know of anyone you think would actually like to run their own version of the net magazine, say in Canterbury or Ashford or Tunbridge or Gravesend or wherever, anywhere else in Kent. We'd be very glad to start talking to them. But the really, yes, I want to give plenty of time for questions and so on, but just simply run through briefly what I'm glad looking for. The main referral, of course, I'm looking for at the moment is people who would benefit from advertising in the magazine. That's both start-up businesses, and particularly want to talk to start-up businesses because we can really help them with our experience as to how they can get themselves noticed. So also potential franchisees, but other ways in which you can help us clearly are the looking at our website, making comments and so on, if you find anything that needs putting right there, monitoring distribution as I mentioned earlier, and making sure that all the voluntary groups that you're in touch with locally are actually listed with us. So I'll stop there and ask very briefly, we haven't got very long, if there are any questions around there. Or should we finish up?
I wouldn't mind mentioning, just to mention about the get listing section of your website. There's a benefit there for all of you if you've got a website to improve your listing. It's in the code somewhere. There is a link back to your site. So go on. It's free and it's an opportunity. Hamish needs to build up his database, but you'll get a benefit from it too. So it's worth doing.
One more from Tim.
Are there any sort of, obviously all businesses can benefit from a presence in the net, but are there any particular businesses that tend to do very, very well from a listing in it that we could look out for?
Really, all sorts of property maintenance are our biggest side overall. And yes, I've given you a copy of the Gillingham one, which is actually our largest one in terms of number of different advertisers. And if you look in there, and then look at your own local one here in Swale or Maidstone or wherever you list, you'll see we've actually got two. So that gives you some idea. And people sometimes say, oh, you've got too many. I had one chap arguing we've got far too many electricians in Chatham, I think it was, because we've got about 5, I think. Well, we're going to over 40,000 homes. 5 or even 10 electricians couldn't cope with the work 40,000 homes can generate. And so, yeah, that's basically my argument there. Okay, thank you.